Music serves as a universal language that connects people on a profound, intangible level. But how do musicians do this? I'm Warren Buchholz, Jazz Brand Manager at WUSF, and I'm on a mission to find out. Meet Steamin Jazz. Led by bassist Holly Cordero, this ensemble consists of players from Orlando, sprinkled with a New York flair. They play tunes ranging from jazz standards to Brazilian to funk arrangements. They're a lot of fun to listen to, so let's get to it. Enjoy our conversation with Steamin Jazz.
Ken Shadrake, drums.
Mike Harris, saxophone.
Joe Barone, piano.
Holly Cordero, bass.
Awesome. Can you tell me a little bit about how y'all came together? How did Steamin become a group?
Well, I actually started working with Joe about 5 years ago, and we were doing duo gigs, and I think we just got a gig that I needed other players, and Joe was like, yeah, I know some people. So Ken and Mike joined us, and we've been playing, I think, as a quartet for about 4.5 years now.
I think so.
Yeah.
Cool. How do you know what songs to play live? Like, how do you know what to
That's a
play for shows?
Well, in Florida, you can always play Mustang Sally. So that's a good one.
Oh, my God.
I think I just look at what kind of gig we're playing. Like our regular show that we play is a dinner show, so we're not going to play many like concert tunes, as it were, so not a lot of arranged things, just things that are background music, background vibe. But if we're doing like a wedding show or something where people want to get up and dance, we're going to adjust our set list accordingly. So just looking at the gig, how long is the gig, what type of people are going to be there, where it's at, because like in Orlando, people like different things than in Tampa or in Polk County, for sure.
It's true.
Yeah.
All right. What messages do you hope resonate with audiences when they listen to you play? What do you hope people take away when they play? When you play?
I'll jump on that one. I hope they can tell that we're having a good time.
Yeah.
I want people when we play together, it's fun and it's joyful, and I like people to get that same feeling. Because if it isn't, then what's the point?
Why are we there? Yeah.
And just how much we like each other. I think that comes out when we play together.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, everyone says we have really good community in our group. So,
Speaking of, how do you know when you're on the same wavelength? Like, how do you know when you've hit that groove that you're basically telecommunicating to one another?
How
do you know when you get that?
we just said that, yeah. I don't know if it's like conscious awareness anymore. It's more of like we've been playing together for a long time, so we kind of know like when somebody's getting ready to do something that's like our personal sound. So I know when Joe's getting ready to do his crazy polyrhythm stuff.
Polyrhythms being when two or more rhythms are playing at the same time in a piece of music.
And Ken picks up on that as well, or if we're going into triplets.
And a triplet being a rhythm pattern of 3 notes that fit into a space of 2 notes.
Because like I do a lot of triplet stuff in mine, and I know Ken and Joe pick up on that a lot. Yep. And then when Mike's gonna go crazy with his trills or really like grungy, dirty sound, I don't know. I feel like it's unconscious at this point.
Yeah, it is.
And I think as good jazz musicians, that's part of being in a group for a long time. If it was conscious, then it wouldn't sound as good.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why did you all choose jazz?
Because it's the best.
Of course.
Well, I'll tell a little bit about my stuff because when I first picked up my instrument, because everyone asks why I play bass, because there's not a lot of, well, now it's a little bit different, but when I was learning bass, there weren't a lot of female upright players. But I was a big rocker. I was really into punk rock. which of course matches so well with upright bass. But I feel like when I was an undergrad and I first like started playing with the big band and stuff, I liked that it was more listening to each other and feeding off of each other, and it was a lot more expressive. So like I could actually express my own sound and develop my own sound, which is somewhat true in the classical world, but you're reading whatever somebody else wrote, and it's not always original. Whereas in jazz, you get to have an original voice all of the time, especially as a bassist. I'm constantly composing when I'm playing. So,
yeah, I think the intrigue of improvisation is certainly what got me. My dad was a band director, so I was around a lot of jazz music my whole life. Grew up with it, but I think it's the improv stuff that draws me to that creativity. I mean, we'd play those 4 tunes and they wouldn't be the same. There'd be some things that would happen, but a lot of things would be different, and I think that's the excitement for me.
I grew up with a lot of jazz influenced rock, like Chicago and groups like that, and then Earth, Wind and Fire. And once I started moving into getting with musicians like this, it just kind of naturally occurred. It's like, oh, well, the jazz influence is now jazz. So, yeah.
And I wasn't a jazzer to begin with. I did some of that in college, but I was more pop oriented for a long time. And then Mike started getting some jazz gigs. Jazz gigs were happening, and so I kind of circled back to it. And I've enjoyed the improvisational part too, because I'm just comping somebody else's stuff, so I get to be more original with this.
Can you explain more where you play currently?
yeah, we have a residency right now. It's going on 4 years at Fire Restaurant in Winter Haven. We play every Wednesday from 6 to 8. We've also been doing a series with United Arts in downtown Orlando. We just played there yesterday. We play around downtown, different areas outside during lunchtime. And then we have concerts here and there. We have one at
Bach Tower.
Yeah, we play at Bach Tower a lot. We also have a Binks gig coming up in Orlando on July 5th, which they don't know yet.
Wow. Cool.
Surprise!
Okay.
You're hired.
All right. Thanks. I hope I passed the audition.
We got to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Hey, I hope you're enjoying this and all the quality content we offer through WUSF. We need your help, though. Like everything in an overcapitalized society, things cost money to operate, like creating all of the awesome videos and podcasts you see here. Now, I could break out the puppies and play to Sarah McLachlan and you break down and hit donate, but I think we're bigger people here. So, if you're able and willing, please donate your dollars today by visiting wusf.org/donate to get started. Anything helps, and your money goes toward producing all of this content, supporting our community, and a whole lot more. And if enough people do this, maybe these annoying ads will go away. Puppies! Donate today. Where can people find you digitally online?
Instagram, at Holly Plays Bass. That's our handle. Or if you just search Steamin Jazz, that's the name of the Instagram profile, as well as Facebook. And then on TikTok, it's also at Holly Plays Bass. And then the same thing for YouTube as well.
You want to do yours, Mike?
Yeah.
That's all right.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well,
Part of this group.
if you Google Ken Shadrake, I'm the only one. So if I do something horrible, it's all my stuff.
Hold on.
I always like to ask everyone this, and we can go around. What is a top tip you would give a newer musician starting out that you wish you knew way back when you first started?
Okay, I'm going first.
Yeah.
Everyone looked at me.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a teacher, so this applies to me almost every day. I would say if they're an aspiring jazz musician specifically, that they should just play as much as possible and play with different groups. Don't be afraid to try, big band written out arrangements, combos, do a funk group. I was in a country band for a year and a half, not my favorite, but it just to get lots of experience because it really influences your tastes and your sounds, and you'll find out what you actually like want to be in to find your groove. Because we all start out imitating other artists before we develop our own sound. So that's the best way.
Yeah, I tell my kids that it's the one class where plagiarism is encouraged and condoned. You know, you're not going to get in trouble. One of the biggest things for my jazz musicians is I tell them, listen, you've got to listen to the greats and know where things come before you can create the new stuff or whatever you want to do. And I think that's probably the biggest key to jazz is you go, hey, how do you do that lick? And then you steal it and you try to figure out how that works. So that's a big part of what I do every day with them. And then try not to get discouraged because it's there's a lot of great players out there. And if you always are like, oh, I can't do, you're going to be defeated pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Stay within that and know that, hey, I do this, pretty cool.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
But I'll expand on listen. I get that compliment a lot that, you know, I have good ears. So that's number one. If you can't hear what's happening around you, you're not part of the group. So you gotta really listen, focus in.
And I go a different direction, even though the listening thing is huge. My high school band director, who was a big jazz guy, told me to listen. You have to listen all the time. Just listen to everything. But don't let life, a job, everything get in the way. Don't let it cancel your music aspiration. You can always find something to do. We've all heard of many, many people who said, gosh, I wish I was still playing. I put down my instrument after I graduated and I never played again. Maybe graduated from college, maybe good players. I put my horn down for probably 10 years and barely played it. And those are 10 years I'll never get back. And I wish I'd known that. You can reach out. You can find places. So, you know.
Yeah, be open-minded to listen to all kinds of music, too. Mm-hmm. Not just jazz, like you're talking about. Yeah. That's important, too.
What do you hope the future looks like with this band? What are you hoping to accomplish?
With our band?
Say in the next year or two, what are you hoping to do?
Well, I'm hoping that we can do some more concert shows, like instead of just the dinner hour or the wedding reception. Those pay the bills. I'm not upset about that.
Right.
But like some more concert shows so that, because what we play today is all original music, so I'd like to be able to present more original music. It's hard to find places that like original jazz. And we are on the list of people to call for Universal, to play at Universal. So I'd really like us to play there. Obviously not original music, but some fun stuff. I don't know. Me personally, I would like to be playing and working with my nonprofit exclusively and not having to teach anymore.
That would be awesome. Me too. I'm getting close.
Could you tell me more about your nonprofit?
Sure. My nonprofit's called Cordero Music. It's for youth musicians, mainly in the popular music world, and I sponsor musicians to take private lessons or purchase their instrument if they can't afford an instrument. And then I also do performance showcases. So like we have one on June 29th. I have 45 bands that are all youth-aged.
Cool.
Yeah, taking place in St. Pete at the Factory, and it's all day. It's a lot. But there's so many great. I've just listened to some of them when I've been making the reels, and we have such a variety. There's a guy that does like techno sounding, like disco funk kind of stuff. And then I have a student of mine, he's like alternative indie. And then we have people doing like Barracuda. Like it's all across the board in terms of like different styles and genres. So I'm really excited about it. It should be a lot of fun.
Can I play Barracuda with you guys? I love that song.
Well, I'm not playing Barracuda. Oh, okay. I'm going to be running like a chicken with my head cut off to the 4 different stages and 35 vendors.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Can we all do an ooh Barracuda together? Ooh. 1, 2, 3. Ooh Barracuda. All right, that's our fun.
Oh, you stylized it. I just said it.
I always just like to keep it open-ended. Is there anything you'd like to tell the audience that we haven't covered? Maybe a thought came in the car and you're like, oh, I really want to talk about this.
Well, I'm wondering if I should talk about the genesis of each of the songs a little bit.
Sure.
Is that bad? Okay, you don't have to.
Oh, sure, I'll talk about it. Because these were a little bit more organic than my other songs. I like to use that adjective as much as possible. So they've played some of my other original tunes, and I'm sure they're glad that most of those are put away.
I don't know about that.
Well, they were very much. I studied under Kenny Werner at NYU. And his approach to composition was to write notes in random order, then go through, delete them, and then make some longer, and then that was the tune. So, yeah.
Zot.
Well, the idea was to have no emotional attachment, so you could go back and edit it without being emotional about it.
Okay.
Which, I was like, I get the idea. It's very, Zen Buddhist approach to writing music. But I feel like if you're not writing music with emotion, then what's the point? So these ones, I took one of my tunes called Huh, which we've recorded before at Timucua. It's a funk tune. And I felt like that was one of the best tunes that I wrote. It has a funk bass line, and the saxophone is very much just pushing the beat real hard. So I took that idea. So Foresight was the first one that I wrote. And I got the saxophone melody. Stop it, Ken. Stop it. I got the melody idea in my head first, and had written it and heard it. I recorded voice memos of it, and then copied it down and kind of took the bass line from The Choice and redid it in a more funky style, but made it swing, I guess. I don't know. That one was more, I had thought of the melody first, wrote out the melody, and then I was like, well, this is a blues tune, and just made it a blues song with a written bass line. Cityscapes is straight up just a Brubeck tune that I was like, I want to write in asymmetrical meter, but make it make sense. I kept thinking that Blue Rondo a la Turk was not in 9. I was convinced it was in 7.
It is.
It's in 9.
It's 9, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I looked it up, too, because I was like, this sounds like it's in 7.
You made it more funky for the 7.
Yeah,
which I think was a good choice.
So, and I listened to that 20 or 25 times writing that tune, because I was trying to figure out how he did the different spaces, and how did these musicians know when to solo, and how do we go from this asymmetrical time and then be able to solo over it. So I did a lot of score study on that one. So that one's a little bit more academic, as it were. And then in The Chill of the Night, that I definitely remember the title of, is more Mingus style, because he actually wrote a tune that has a very similar title, and it was more orchestral than jazz, and it had spoken word over top. So I took that kind of idea. I have to shorten my ballads. Ballad is so long.
Ooh, no, I liked it.
That's very Mingus song.
Yeah,
It is, that's true.
Very
Mingus is a big influence for me, so that and John Cage.
All right, now we're just going to sit in silence
For 4 minutes and 33 seconds right now.
Hey, thanks for listening. Be sure to visit WUSFjazz.org to watch local jazz performances, find jazz events through Florida, listen to curated Spotify playlists, and a whole lot more. WUSFjazz.org. Today's audio was recorded by Jackson Harp, production assistance by Chandler Balcom and Adam Derbyshire. I'm Warren Buckles, host and editor. The Studio Sessions podcast is a product of WUSF and is sponsored by Community Foundation Tampa Bay with support from the Palladium, the Gobioff Foundation, and by you. Thank you for your support. Learn more about jazz and Arts Texas, Florida by visiting our website at wusfjazz.org. Copyright 2025 WUSF.